Thank you for joining us at FTP Sports Games. This video will give you instruction on how to set up each individual game in courtside basketball. This is a follow-up to the team stat book setup video that showed you how to organize the team stat book so that the active rosters appeared. If you haven't watched that video yet, make sure you have a look at the team stat book setup video so that you know how to organize the active rosters. The first time you open courtside basketball, it will look just like this. This is a game that is not set up. And what you need to do is go through the process of setting up this game in order to begin play. The first thing you do is double click the blue space so that it reduces it down, and you need to save the file with a game name. We're going to set up a game between the Boston Celtics and the Los Angeles Lakers from 1985-86 in Los Angeles. So let's call it Celtics at Lakers 2/24, February 24th. And then click Save. And what that does is it gives a unique name to the game you are about to play. That way you can save it throughout different points in the game so that it's there in case your computer crashes or something happens. You can always open it back up. And this allows the original courtside basketball game file to stay intact. So let's go back to View and click on Full Screen. And the next thing we need to do here is assign the team names. So it's the Celtics. So from the drop-down menu, click Celtics on the left. The visiting team is on the left, and the home team, the Lakers, is on the right. Again, you will see a ton, and these can be turned off with an option so that they're not always visible. Once you're familiar with courtside basketball in the Computer Game Center, you can option these off so that the little red triangles don't show. But in this case, they do show so that every single section where there's one, you hover over it and it tells you what that part of the Computer Game Center is and what you may or may not do there. The next thing we need to do in the team statistics section is go over here and click an arena name, and you know the forum was known as the Forum or the Great Western Forum at different times, so let's say it's the Great Western Forum. So the visiting team name, the home team name, the arena where you're playing, and then the next thing we need to do is put the rosters for each team into the away and the home sections. So going back to our team stat book for the Boston Celtics, once we organized everything like we saw in the last video, our active roster, slots 1 through 12, you go back to the main schedule page of the team stat book, and you drop down here and we're going to select this roster. Clicking this button, Select Roster, will highlight and copy the active roster. You go back to the Computer Game Center, and right here, if you hover over it, it'll tell you what to do. And then I'm going to show you here, you right click on that top line, and then you're going to use the paste option button with the clipboard showing 1, 2, 3. If you were to do something else, it would paste other things in there, and we don't want that. So we use the 1, 2, 3 option, and it pastes the names of the players from the active roster for the Celtics there. We do the same thing for the Lakers. Scroll down, select the Lakers roster, go back to the Computer Game Center, right click, hit the clipboard 1, 2, 3 button, and now the Celtics and the Lakers have their active rosters in place for the game. And they're in the same order that we have on the team stat books. Alright, so now we need to put the starters into the game. And what you do, you come over here, and again, do this only at the start of a game. This is just a little shortcut button, so it takes the players, the top 5 who are the starters, puts them into place for the home team, puts them into place for the visiting team, and then you scroll up a little bit, and now everything is ready to go for the tip-off of your game in courtside basketball. So again, you open it up, you save the file as a different name, and I always like to do it the away team at the home team with the date so you can easily go back through folders or files or whatever and call up the Game Center file if you need to. Alright, so everything is ready to go. You're ready to start your game between the Celtics and the Lakers. And thank you for joining us at Courtside with Courtside Basketball and FTP Sports Games.